The psychology of burnout, why modern life is making us exhausted. If you've ever felt completely drained after a week that, on paper, shouldn't have been that hard, you're not alone. In today's fast-paced world, more and more people are facing a problem that is quietly taking a toll on mental health, productivity, and overall well-being: burnout. It's more than just being tired. It's a deep sense of exhaustion, both mentally and emotionally, that seeps into every aspect of life. But why is this happening? And how can we understand it so we can finally start to reclaim our energy and our lives? Let's start with what burnout really is. The term first gained attention in the 1970s when psychologists noticed that workers in high-pressure jobs were showing signs of extreme fatigue, cynicism, and reduced effectiveness. Today, burnout isn't limited to high-stress professions. Students, parents, freelancers, and even retirees can experience it. What unites all of these cases is the relentless pressure modern life puts on our minds, bodies, and emotions. What burnout feels like. Burnout is more than just feeling tired after a long day. It's a chronic state of exhaustion that affects every part of life. People experiencing burnout often report feeling constant fatigue, even after sleeping, difficulty concentrating or making decisions, emotional numbness or detachment, increased irritability and frustration, a sense of ineffectiveness or failure. Imagine waking up every morning with the weight of 1,000 responsibilities pressing down on your shoulders. Tasks that used to feel manageable now seem overwhelming. Even hobbies or activities that once brought joy feel like chores. That's the insidious nature of burnout. It creeps in slowly, almost unnoticed, until you realize your life has become a constant struggle to just function. The modern triggers of burnout. So why is burnout so common today? Several factors in modern life contribute to this crisis. 1. Hyperconnectivity. Our devices never let us rest. Emails, messages, notifications, and social media constantly demand our attention. While technology connects us in unprecedented ways, it also creates a culture of always being on, leaving little room for downtime. The brain never fully disconnects, and over time, this constant stimulation drains mental resources. 2. Unrealistic productivity expectations. Modern culture glorifies busyness and productivity. Social media feeds are full of people achieving goals, building businesses, and hustling 24/7. We start comparing ourselves to these curated snapshots of success and internalize the idea that resting is laziness. This mindset pushes many into cycles of overwork, guilt, and exhaustion. 3. Lack of boundaries. Work and personal life often bleed into each other. Remote work, flexible schedules, and constant digital communication make it hard to know when to stop. People feel obligated to answer emails late at night or check messages on weekends. Boundaries, which are essential for mental health, are eroding. 4. Emotional labor. Burnout isn't just about workload, it's also about the emotional energy we expend. Parents, caregivers, teachers, healthcare workers, and even customer service professionals experience burnout because they are constantly managing their own emotions while attending to the needs of others. Emotional labor is invisible but incredibly draining. The science behind burnout. Burnout isn't just psychological, it has physiological roots. Chronic stress triggers the body's fight-or-flight response repeatedly, releasing cortisol and adrenaline. While these hormones help us respond to immediate threats, prolonged exposure leads to chronic fatigue, impaired immune function, sleep disturbances, anxiety and depression. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for decision-making and executive function, can also be impaired. This is why people experiencing burnout struggle with focus, memory, and motivation. Essentially, the brain's resources are depleted, making it difficult to manage even everyday tasks. Signs you might be burned out. Burnout manifests differently for everyone, but some common signs include feeling detached from work or relationships, lack of motivation or constant procrastination, increased cynicism or irritability, physical symptoms like headaches, stomach issues, or chronic pain, feeling like nothing you do makes a difference. If several of these signs resonate with you, it may not just be stress, it could be burnout, and acknowledging it is the first step toward recovery. Breaking the cycle. Practical strategies. Recovering from burnout requires more than just a weekend off. It's about rebuilding habits, boundaries, and mindset. Here are some proven strategies. 1. Establish clear boundaries. Set limits on work and digital consumption. Turn off notifications outside of work hours. Schedule breaks during the day. Even small boundaries signal to your brain that rest is safe and necessary. 2. Prioritize sleep and nutrition. Burnout often worsens when basic needs are neglected. Sleep is non-negotiable. Aim for 7 to 9 hours per night. Balanced meals, hydration, and limiting stimulants like caffeine also help stabilize energy levels. 3. Reconnect with purpose. Sometimes burnout stems from a loss of meaning. Reevaluate why you do what you do. Rediscover aspects of your work or life that bring satisfaction, or explore new activities that align with your values. Purpose fuels motivation, even during exhaustion. 4. Practice mindfulness and stress reduction. Mindfulness meditation, deep breathing exercises, yoga, or even short daily walks can reduce stress hormones and restore mental clarity. The goal isn't to eliminate stress entirely, but to train your mind to respond differently. 6. Reassess workload and commitments. Be honest about what you can realistically handle. Delegation, saying no, or adjusting expectations is not failure, it's survival. Long-term productivity depends on sustainable pacing. The role of culture in burnout. Burnout isn't just a personal issue, it's cultural. Societies that glorify constant achievement, hustle, and performance create fertile ground for exhaustion. We often praise people who sacrifice sleep, social life, and mental health in the name of success. Changing this narrative requires both individual action and broader cultural shifts. Workplaces encouraging balance, breaks, and realistic workloads. Communities valuing rest and mental health. Media highlighting the importance of downtime. Recognizing that burnout is systemic reduces shame and helps people take steps toward recovery without guilt. Lessons from burnout survivors. Hearing stories of those who have faced burnout can be enlightening. Many report that recovery comes not from a single solution, but from a combination of strategies. Rebuilding daily routines that respect energy levels, seeking meaningful connections, rediscovering passions and hobbies outside of work, learning to say no and prioritize self-care. These stories reveal a common truth. Burnout recovery is about regaining autonomy over your life, rather than just surviving each day. Preventing burnout before it starts. While recovery is possible, prevention is always better. Strategies include regularly evaluating your commitments and saying no to non-essential demands, scheduling downtime and treating it as non-negotiable, practicing gratitude and reflection to maintain perspective, Building resilience is about creating mental, emotional, and physical reserves so you can respond to challenges without reaching the breaking point. Modern life is exhausting, and burnout is an understandable response to relentless pressure. The key takeaway is that burnout is not a personal failing. It is a signal, a warning from your body and mind that something fundamental is out of balance. By recognizing the signs, setting boundaries, reconnecting with purpose, and rebuilding healthy habits, we can reclaim energy, joy, and meaning. Remember, life isn't meant to be survived, it's meant to be experienced fully. Burnout is a sign that it's time to pause, reflect, and reorient. Taking care of yourself is not indulgent, it's essential.